Kasama ko ngayon si Jordan Escusa, isang youth pastor and isang DJ sa isang radio station called NU 107. Jordan, so, meron ka bang ginawang mga masasamang bagay habang under the influence of drugs?
Oh yeah. Try to rob people. Yung mga barkada ko, yung iba sa nila, expert na sa pagnanakaw. Sama lang ako nasama. So there are times when we don't have money, so they're like, let's go rob somebody, parang ganon.
Affected ba naman yung studies mo?
Yes, okay. I guess all these things, nagpapatong-patong, nagbabangga-bangga, and it reaps bad results. Like, I dropped out of high school. So when I was in high school, I remember I would...
Anong year yun?
10th grade, I guess. 10th grade,
Maaga yan, ah.
That's like 6, 7. That's third year?
Mm-hmm.
Third year high school dito. That's when I started cutting classes. Una, once a week. Para lang, and then later on, once a week lang ako pumapasok para magpasa ng excuse letter. And I would forge my dad's signature. And then I made up every excuse there is. You know, doctor's appointment, death in the family. I killed everybody in the family na. You know, because I always attended funerals.
What about chicks?
Chicks! Oh my gosh! Okay. Well, the funny thing was, you would not believe it. I wanted to be a player. I wanted to get all the chicks that I can. But I don't have a big history, really. For some reason, back in the days, girls ran away from me. I guess they could see ang pangit ng ugali ko, lahat, adik, manyak, whatever. But I did get into, like I said, premarital sex and stuff like that. There was those things going on. Pero, like I said, if I were still in the States, I would have a baby kid right now. Or in jail, or dead. So
nung nahuli ka ng parents mo na hindi pumapasok sa school, what happened after that?
They took out my door. Well, when I was at the house, kasi lagi akong tumatakas sa bahay, I always use what happened to me was, I started using my room window as my door. I never used the front door anymore. So first they locked the fences in the side, and then they took out my door. So every time they walked past my room, they could see me if I'm there or not. So wala na akong pinto. And when that happened, that got me really angry. I ran away from home.
Wow.
Yeah, so I stayed at my friend's place for like a week. And they would try to come over and bring me back home, but I would just not show up. Kumbaga, nagtatago ako sa closet when they show up at my friend's house. But at my friend's house, yun, I would, nakikikain lang ako, nakikitulog. And then at nighttime, we're up all night because that's the time nga pala na I was doing shabu. And so after, getting into shabu, of course, you're up all night. We would rap, I guess, and play PlayStation games all night until you see the sun, and then next day downstage.
So na-depress ka rin?
Yeah, definitely. During that time, I got into the gang. When I was with my friend gangsters, so-called friends, they told me, because to get into a gang, you have to get beat up, as in 30 seconds, they say. You have to get stomped, beat by 5 people at least, parang ganun, in the gang, and then they'll count, And then after you get in, you're in, parang ganun. So I said, I don't want to get in, parang ganun. But they said to me naman, you don't have to get beat up. You could be like me. I didn't get jumped in, but I'm just cool with the crowd, parang ganun. Okay, sabi ko, sama lang ako. Until time came when they really pressured me. And that's when they beat me up. And I remember the next day, there was this party in my neighborhood, so I'm a gangster now. I'm officially a member. So that's the time when I called in my gangster friends. Hey, there's a party here, let's go. So we're all there, and I see some of the other gang members who are not even who were not there to beat me up the other day. They were, kumbaga, other gang members na hindi ko kilala. And then when I met them, one of them approached me, and before I could shake their hand, punched me right in my chest really hard, and I fell back on the ground. And he said, that's my hit. And then I'm like, that's your hit? Wait a minute, if there was only 5 people hitting me yesterday, and there's 80 people in the gang, you mean to say the other kids want to get their hit too, who were not there the other day? So here comes the other gang members coming out of the party. Hey, Jordan just got in yesterday. And then they're like looking at me funny. And during that time, that's when I thought really, there was enough brain cells to function to think, get out of there. So that's the time when I said, well, I better get out of here because these guys want to beat me up, you know, get their hits. So I played it smart. I escaped it somehow, and it's a good thing because they told me later on na may nagtatago na inaabangan ako with bricks in their hands and bottles. And so when my friend told me, you know, don't go back there, Jordan, nakita ko, nakatago si ano dito, they're just waiting for you. And so that week, I played it smart. Hindi na ako nagpakita sa mga gangs. So that time, sabi ko, kalokohan pala itong brotherhood na to, or itong pagiging gang. Because they would always talk about, are you willing to take a bullet for me? Parang ganun. Like, take a bullet? I mean, you guys steal from each other. You're stealing from me? In fact, one of them stole my bike. My BMX bike, very good condition. So excited to bring it to the Philippines. It's gone. Thanks to my so-called friends. What are friends for?
So, bumalik ka sa Pilipinas? Is that after that incident, bumalik ka sa Pilipinas?
Yeah. During that time, yung nga, na-realize ko na, wow, yung buhay pala na ganito, corny din pala, baduy, or mas jologs pala to. I said to myself, yung barkada, they're not real. You know, I was looking for something real, and that wasn't it. Pero before I came to the Philippines, naging turn on sa akin yung mas murang ang weed dito, mas madaling kunin. Tapos I was 15 that time, or 16, turning 16. They could not control me. I surrendered myself to them. I was like, Mom, Dad, take me back to the Philippines because I just want to take a short break from all this. Dahil I'm getting sad na rin. I'm out of school. I tried homeschool pero it never worked. But I just felt na papagrabe ng papagrabe. Walls were closing in on me. Pasama ng pasama. So I said, give me a time out from all this. So nag-tap out ako. And I said, Mom, Dad, take me back to the Philippines. And then immediately, they booked me a flight that week, I remember.
Na-alarm na kami ng gusto dahil parang lumalala. Tsaka hindi na namin siya makontrol. So, nung aking itinawag yun sa kapatid ko, na ano ba ang aming dapat gawin, doon kami nag-decide na the only solution pauwi namin sa Pilipinas.
So pagdating mo dito sa Pilipinas, nag-drugs ka pa?
Well, when I got back to the Philippines, it was all in my plans. It was said, weed, check, you know, continue. My plan was to quit cigarettes so I could just smoke weed as cigarettes.
Tapos?
So, at first, when I got back to the Philippines, I was surrounded by Christians. I lived with my aunt and my uncle who were pastors. And my cousins who were their children, of course. And it was a Christian family again. And they brought me to church every Sunday. There's nothing I could do. They're my guardians. But I still smoked, matakas ako. And I remember one time my other cousin, his name is Sam, smelled it on me and said, man, you're a wimp. Sabi niya ganun. And I thought to myself, oh nga, no, I am a wimp. What am I doing smoking and hiding na parang ganun? Pero during that time, I was also looking for hypocrites in the church. I was looking for the plastics in the church, in my church back then, which was really small back then.
Para?
So, para I could ask them, where can I buy weed?
Okay.
Kasi wala akong mapagtanungan eh. Where can I buy cheap or ano, parang ganun. Sino ba pwedeng supplier? Pero thank God, I didn't find anybody, miraculously. You know, supposedly there was supposed to be always one. I guess I didn't find it during that time. Pero that was the time when, yun, naghahanap na ako, wala akong makita. And there was a youth camp. So I said, maybe I'll meet somebody there. Maybe I'll meet somebody who will show me a gang or whatever. Or maybe I'll meet some chicks there. Sabi nila, marami daw chicks pang youth camp, church camp. So at the same time, wala rin akong magagawa. Noong time na yun, it was summertime, wala pang school. So I said, well, I might as well, you know, I've attended all the church activities. It doesn't hurt, and it doesn't hurt me, it doesn't affect me anymore. If I'm going to this youth camp, I just go, just for the sake of going. So my tita and tito don't say, you know.
Yeah, wala silang masabi.
Yeah, because they're taking care of me, so fine, I'll go. You guys feed me, diba? So it's like my old life again, where everything is just placed before me. And I didn't like that, pero I tried to live with it. Parang ganun.
So, ano ba ang naging U-turn moment ni Jordan? Pag-uusapan natin yan sa pagbabalik ng U-turn.